some family fun. Find your love, keep your life on the run. Told you how the story goes, so write your own script before you grow old. Live your life, laugh out loud. Own who you are, stand up proud. You gotta find what works for you. Find a balance that lets you be you.
Good evening and welcome to the Star Chamber Show live podcast, episode number 486. We're only 14 shows away from the big 500 milestone, and it is a great Wednesday evening here in Lexington, Kentucky. It's getting a little chillier outside, but it's going well. And tonight we have a great show for you with not just one, but two fantastic guests that will be coming up just shortly in our guest segment. And also joining me tonight is the vivacious, loquacious, and audacious Holly Marie Phillippe. Yes, she will be here tonight. Yeah, sorry she couldn't make it last week. It was a game time situation. Holly fell ill right before the show, and I didn't find out about that situation until a little bit deeper in the show. So she will be in tonight, joining as co-host. So be on the lookout very shortly, and definitely, she'll be catching you up to speed on all the good stuff. But I do want to go ahead and let you know about a few of Imaginarium updates, because of course the Star Chamber Show is affiliated with the Imaginarium Convention. And yes, it is. And so, we want to keep you up to date on all the good things happening with the convention and all kinds of good stuff. So yes, we'll get you up to date on that. And then I got a couple of personal updates to share as well. So since last Wednesday, let's go make sure I get all the facts straight here, just so I don't go over anything we've already gone over with you before. But last week, we welcomed a bunch of new guests aboard, and then yes, things are staying very busy on that front. And we have welcomed author and author coach Rebecca Vegas, and Rebecca will be coming to Imaginarium for the very first time. And yes, she's absolutely fantastic guest. We're looking forward to having Rebecca with us. And then author, screenwriter, podcaster, artist, actor, and musician Stephanie Lanham returns as a panelist. And so, looking forward to having Stephanie join us. And once more, yes, definitely an awesome individual. We also proudly welcomed award-winning author, journalist, and acquisitions editor Annette Marie Griffin as a spotlighted guest. And yes, she is the acquisitions editor for Starlight Magazine. And just a really great writer of award-winning writer of children's books and middle grade fiction, and also has written hundreds of articles for adults and kids, and writes for several online zines. And then we also welcomed for the first time author Catherine Hale Stringfield, who will be coming to Imaginarium for the first time, and author Ron McMillan also is back as an official panelist. We also have a couple of Imaginarium favorites coming back, and that would be author, book blogger, podcaster, and poet Morgan Hazelwood. Yes, the one who hosts one of the coolest room parties with Sako Toomey at Imaginarium. Yes, definitely. I know Dewan Hearn and many others can vouch for that. Just great individual. And also, regularly is in our cosplay contest as well. And then we also have author Rebecca Besancon will be coming back, and very, very excited to have Rebecca back with us. And then earlier today, we announced author, artist, poet, editor, publisher, and graphic designer Jill Baker as a spotlighted guest. So that'll get you up to speed just a little bit on that. And it's looking like, we definitely have been moving every week. We've been moving a little bit more on our awards banquet dinner tickets. So definitely you want to get those aboard if you get the chance. You want to get those aboard, reserve those now, because there's limited seating. So when those are gone, they are gone. So you want to make sure you get those before they run out. And then we also should give you the encouragement to get in your entries for the film festival. It is open, of course, for features, shorts, documentaries, music videos, web series and screenplays in all genres. And then last but not least, of course, we have the Imagine Awards. And those are open, and they will be available for nominations for the next few months, right up until the beginning of February. But you want to get your nominations in on that. And yes, I'm looking into the chat room here, and I not seeing folks just yet, but it is open.
I'm
So,
here.
oh, Holly, you're here, okay? Because I am not seeing my board is not updating, so I am not seeing who's in the chat room right now. So I'm kind of flying.
Well, mine isn't either. It's just showing Liz and Shelley. So if you're in the chat room, people, maybe go out, come back.
Okay, yeah, try that. Yeah, we may be having live broadcasting is always so fun, but yeah, but there's my proof that Holly's aboard at least. So
I'm here.
that's good. And yes, and it's good to know the guests are here so that when I give their introduction, I can bring them aboard. It's like I should I refresh my board or not? That's the question.
I probably wouldn't.
Probably would. Yeah, I won't risk it tonight.
Yeah.
I won't risk it tonight. But before I give my personal update, do you have anything for us, Holly? I just ran down the latest guests and all that have been added to Imaginarium and all the reminders about Imagine Awards and film festival entries and all that kind of good stuff.
Word of mouth, guys. Word of mouth. So, yeah, whoever's listening, if you've attended before and you can give a, testimonial and send that to us because we love the testimonials. And yeah, pass the word around. Word of mouth does great things.
Definitely. And I did tell them, that you would be with us tonight. So
I am here.
I am glad you are. But my personal updates finally, after a lengthy amount of time, a little bit of a lengthy amount of time, I do have not just one but two cover reveals coming up. One is for the follow-up to Dream of the Navigator, my YA dystopian series. We're going to show that off, I think, on Friday. And then next week, we're going to show the cover for, and that one is called Rise of the Voyager. And then we're going to show the cover for As Above, So Below, a Hongvi Shadow Walker tale. This is a full novel. And both will be coming out in time for stocking stuffers and Christmas gifts right at the beginning of January, separated about a week apart. But so look out for those cover reveals. I think the cover work is absolutely fantastic. Graham Ganson knocked out of the park on Rise of the Voyagers. And then Olivia Pro Design just did another fantastic job. She's done all the stuff for my Raiden Valkyrie and Ragnar Stormbringer and Hongvi Shadow Walker tales. And yeah, she did another great job on this one. So, which I think Holly can vouch for. She's seen him.
Yes, she's phenomenal. She always, is if you want just a little tweak or whatever, she's always right on it. And you don't have to wait on her. She's right on it, gets it done, gets it back to you. And it's always like exactly what you want it. She's good.
Yep, she is. And then Graham, I mean, all I can say is wow.
Oh, Graham.
The colors are spectacular. It's got so many layers to it, and it represents the book so well, and it fits with the first Dream of Navigator's cover. And yeah, I could go on and on, but it's a really good cover, and I'm excited to finally get to share that one publicly because then the books are a little it's a bit of a bigger book. Yeah, the Hongvi Shadow Walker book is about an average size novel. This one's a little bit of a bigger book, but yeah, it's book 2 in the Faraway saga. So yeah, there's a lot of little new reading coming forth. And then Kimberly Richardson has Blood Emperor coming out on this coming Monday. And then we got a new one coming out soon from Lawrence Weil, and lots of new stuff going on. New children's book from Stephanie Houchin. It's gonna be a fun flurry right before the end of the year. So get ready, folks. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and we'll recognize tonight's sponsors, and then we will get into our guest segment for the evening. And tonight's show is brought to you by Sandy Lender, the Genre Blender, and then, of course, the fine folks at Per Bostet Publications. But here's a little bit from Sandy, and then we'll go over and give you a little bit from Per Bostet, and then we'll get into our introductions.
Star Chamber listeners already know that author Sandy Lender offers you a variety of spec fiction and epic fantasy adventures to help you escape reality. Did you know she also offers positive, quirky book discussions and reviews on her BookTube channel, Sandy Says Read? Check out the Sandy Says Read channel on YouTube for over 600 book chats to entertain you. The channel includes the Indie Book Spotlight and the DIY for Creatives playlists, along with others to help you find videos and essays that pique your literary interests. Subscribe for free to the Sandy Says Read channel in time for the Monday night upload and join the community where our motto is, you can always find something good in a book.
And thank you, Sandy. Of course, she's always got great content on her Sandy Says Read channel, and it's free to subscribe. So just do it and leave a comment on one of her videos. Tell her you heard about it here in a Star Chambers show. Now for Per Bustet. Per Bustet Publications is a small press based in the Louisville metro area, specializing in speculative fiction and other outside-the-box books. With 40 titles in print and ebook formats and a handful of audiobooks, Per Bustet offers a little bit of everything. Check out Frenemies in Space, Marian Allen's new science fiction short story collection featuring return character Smart Mouth Connie Phelan. Or try Michael Dabney's latest David Blaze mystery, A Deadly Game, a prequel set in 1984 Philly. You can find these titles and more at perbostetpublications.com, at Amazon, or you can find the press in person at Kentucky and Indiana book fairs and conventions. Per Bustet Publications, where timeless tales unfold. And a big salute to Sarah Marion, Marian Allen, and Teely Harris, the literary triumvirate. So, all right, Holly, I'm going to go straight into the introductions and hope, because I said
hope
there is a
people
tech
show
issue
up
going
in the
on tonight.
chat.
My
I
board
don't
is
know why
not.
nobody's showing up.
Yeah. No, I think
Yeah,
that
I know.
there's an issue going on the board. Yeah, on the board. So
Has to be.
I think that you accessed the show fine. So I got my fingers crossed. So we're gonna see here. But here is the guest for tonight. And so drum roll, please. And yes, we have two guests. And joining us tonight is a multi-genre, award-winning author, editor, publicist, publisher, and podcaster. She is a co-founder of the Blah 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 Writers Group in Lexington, Kentucky, and editor-in-chief of Heritage Link Press. And not only that, she's a spotlighted guest at Imaginarium 2026. So welcoming aboard, Liz Carey. And hopefully Liz is there. And joining us tonight as well is writer, hiker, activist, and mother, and also a writer whose work has appeared in the Lexington Herald Leader and the Chevy Chaser magazine. And she's had several essays published in the Blah 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 Writers Group anthologies, of which she is the other co-founder. So welcoming back to the show tonight, Shelley Roberts Bendall. And so, yes, welcome, Liz. Welcome,
Hello,
Shelley.
hello.
And we hope you're there.
Hello?
Do we
Shelley?
have Shelley and Liz?
Well, it is showing Shelley is there, and it
Yes.
says they are in the chat room.
Yeah, they are in the chat room because add let's see. Okay, hit the request speaker button if you haven't accessed it, Shelley and Liz, and we will get you on here. Yeah, there should be an add speaker button on the page that you can see, because I am not
The
seeing.
wonders of a live podcast. Well, Zimmer,
Yes.
it may just be me and you. I'm not sure, but nope, there she went. Okay,
Yeah.
she's coming back. Call her
Go.
Shelley. Shelley?
Disappeared.
Can you guys hear me?
There she
Yes!
is.
There you
Hi.
are.
There you are.
I had to go back in and request to be a speaker again, but here I am.
I am flying blind tonight. There's something happening wonky with our board interface, and so I'm not seeing
which is
the
unusual.
participants.
We've
Yeah, it's
never had trouble
happened.
with Podbean.
We've never had it, but
Hey,
it's
Liz
always
just
the
entered the
first time.
live studio.
Yes.
Liz, hit the join button there at the bottom, the little telephone, and then it'll call you in. You'll be on.
Yep. Yeah, I'm watching.
Hit the little telephone there to the right, down there in the chat.
And then we'll begin our conversation here, because we got some exciting stuff to talk to you about, folks, tonight. It's we may be flying a little blind on the board tonight, but we do have some great content for you. Yeah, talking anthologies, talking about a new exciting winter project, all kinds of new stuff coming up here for the
Well, and
writing
just to add
community.
to the chaos, there's something wrong with my microphone. So if you
Oh,
hear
I hear you.
We
teenagers
can
hear
hear
screaming
you.
in the background or a cat meow, I apologize.
Well,
We've
that's
had cats
okay.
on the
I
show.
have
That's
cats.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, we have cats running around that
yeah,
meow too. So,
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you very well. So that's the good news.
Great.
So we will go ahead and I will keep an eye out here and hopefully
yeah, Liz,
hopefully we'll get the
hit that
connection.
telephone there.
Yeah,
Liz, if
hopefully.
you were already in, you may need to go back out and come back in
And
again.
come back in.
Yeah, try that again. Yeah, just try that again. But we can go ahead and start to get things underway. Bring us up to date because it's been a little while since you've been on the show, Shelley. We've had Liz on talk about Heritage Press and everything, but it's been a minute since we've gotten to talk to you. How have things been going?
Yeah, well, our writers group continues to grow. We started it in January of 2023, so we're coming up on about 3 years now. And we have published an anthology of work by our authors an anthology every year. So we're about to have the book launch for our third anthology. So we are very happy and proud of that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot, and I knew it was going to be close. That's why we got you on the show at the time that we are, because I knew that was approaching. But I know that's it's imminent. I do want to give a shout out to one of your new members, Chad Elliott, who's definitely a dear friend of myself and Holly, and we're excited that he's participating in the group now. So hopefully he's listening tonight.
He's
But
giving us some exciting steampunk. We haven't had
yeah,
a writer that writes steampunk, so this is new for all of
Oh,
us, and it's
cool.
very good.
yeah. What you should do is
Chad
have it.
tries very hard.
Yeah,
He works
yeah,
on it religiously. I talk to Chad like every single day, and he always sends me stuff that he's working on, or
yeah.
gets some feedback. And yeah, I think a lot of Chad. He's a good dude.
Yeah, very dedicated. You got to
Yep.
have what you got to do is tell him to come in his full steampunk garb
Yes,
to read to you all. 'Cause he does it well. I promise you. He can really do it.
and have him bring you some bread.
Yes.
He makes the best bread ever.
Well,
Yep.
he's been holding out on us then. He's not brought any
Yeah.
bread into the meetings at all.
Ah, he's in trouble now.
That's right.
Well, you can blame us. But
Tell him Holly said you
yeah,
make
so,
bread.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, but you also well, hopefully Liz will be aboard because I know you have a cool announcement too about a nice winter project you have coming up as well. But you could give us a little bit about what folks can expect maybe in the anthology and the kinds of writing in it or range of genres, that kind of thing.
Well, each anthology has a subject or a theme, and this year's was Crossroads. Um, and so every essay, we have fiction, we have poetry, we have creative nonfiction, pretty much any kind of genre you can think of. We put in there as long as it related to Crossroads somehow. We are one of our members. Her stepdaughter does the art for us, and so we're really proud of the art and how it relates to the crossroads and the subject of each story throughout. But we have some really talented writers. It's just so much fun to read what they write and to be a part of that.
That's awesome. And this will be your third, correct? I mean, you're in all three, right?
Yes, yeah, I have two
Yeah.
essays in each of the anthologies so far. This year, I kind of went for funny. Some of the subjects from the previous ones have been kind of serious and heavy, so I just made fun of my teenagers this year.
I'm just checking here. Yeah, I did get a note from Liz. She's having trouble coming in. Evidently, it's not giving us the notification from her. So I'm
Oh,
trying to see if there's anything I can do behind the scenes here, Holly. So let me try that while you continue with Shelley here. I'm gonna try to see if I can do something.
okay. So
This is
I do want to talk about the anthology. So the anthology was already published, or you've got one that's getting ready to be published?
Well, we have published two already. We published
Two
one in
already.
Yeah, one in 23 and one in 24. And
Okay.
then we are supposed to have the new, fresh, hot copies of the anthology in our hands by next week.
Oh, wow. So
So
just in time for the holidays.
just
So
in
was
time for
there,
the holiday.
yes. So was
Yeah.
there a theme? Did you do a theme to this or yeah, tell me a little bit about the theme or how the stories, what kind of genre mix up you've got here. Cross
So the
genre.
theme, yeah, the theme for this year's anthology is Crossroads. So we have
Okay.
writers of fiction, we have historical fiction, we have outdoor writing, we have creative nonfiction, memoir, poetry, pretty much anything our authors want to publish in the anthology, as long as it somehow relates to our theme of Crossroads, we stuck it in there.
Nice. Nice. So
Well,
what was
actually, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say we actually are having our book launch on December 1st at Joseph
Okay.
Beth at 7 o'clock. We've had our last two anthology book launches at the Lexington Writers Room. We're very happy that they were gracious enough to give us space. But this year is the first year that we'll be having it at Joseph Beth, so that's exciting for us too. That's where we meet. That's kind of where the idea for our writers group started, and so to have it there is pretty special.
Oh, neat. Yeah, that is a neat place. We were having our ISA meetings, the International Screenwriting Association, prior to COVID. We need to start them back up, but yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
were
been a
having
minute.
those
Yeah.
there. They're phenomenal. They are just phenomenal. We have a question though from the chat. Somebody got in there. Jay Hatter is asking Crossroads, where do we post poetry? Well, is there poetry in the book?
Yes, we do have some
There is.
poetry in the book. We don't have a whole lot of poets that are in our group, but one of our historical fiction writers this year, she wanted to branch out, and so she tried her hand at some poetry. And then one of our other writers, Eugenia Johnson Smith, she is a poet as well as a inspirational writer, so she has some poetry in there as well.
Very
Nice. So
cool.
you've got a definite array of people.
We do. We have so many different genres that are represented. I've mentioned a whole bunch of them already, but
Yeah.
we have journalism, we have middle grade fiction.
Oh, nice.
We've had a couple 10-minute plays that people have read about. It's just all kinds of stuff. We've had some science fiction. Um, it's just a hodgepodge of writing. It's great.
Well, there's something for everybody.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good thing, especially when you are, buying them as gifts for readers. There's something
Right.
for everyone,
Right.
um, and they can try new things. It's always good to read outside of your normal, or even to write outside of your normal genre. Um, yeah, get your feet, dabble your feet in the water.
Well, it's just like you guys mentioned, Chad. I would never have read steampunk before ever. It
Right,
just isn't my thing, and
right.
um, I've never really read a lot of historical fiction. But one of our writers, Janella Lyle Price, she has one of the most riveting historical fiction novels, and she shares a chapter with us every other meeting or so, and it's just amazing. It's so good.
That's cool. See, that's what's great about these books that do the multi genres is the fact that a lot of people will get them and be like, "Oh, I don't normally read that," and then they'll read them. Oh, this ain't bad.
Right?
So
Yeah.
then they'll purchase some more books, in that similar genre, and on and on. So yeah, it opens you up, to new
Yep.
ideas and new stories. I love that.
Yeah, and we've really our sort of our goal for this year, as Liz and I were coming up with what we wanted to accomplish in 2025.
Uh-huh.
Producing another anthology was, of course, on there because it gives people a publishing credit. and it gives people their name and print. And so that has always been a really big focus of ours. But we also wanted to grow the membership, and we've partnered with the Lexington Writers Room, and of course with Joseph Beth.
Right.
And we've been really lucky that we've had new people coming in. And so our first year and a half or so, we averaged maybe 4 people. Sometimes if we were lucky, we had 6 or 7. And now
Yeah.
we can have 15 easily.
Wow.
And it's just, yeah. So I'm really proud of that, because I think it's validating for us to know that we're able to provide something that means something to so many different writers of different genres. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's a welcoming group, and we have a lot of fun.
So, do you have any criteria to get in the group, or how can people join?
You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram. We're just at blah 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 writers group, and people can email me if they want to get on the list for on our email distro list, or we send a newsletter out once a month or so. And that's the way you can find out information. But we meet the first and third Monday of every month at Joseph Beth at 6 p.m. So people can just show up.
Oh, cool. Okay. So there's no like criteria, and you don't have to be published to join.
Oh, of course not. No, most of us, well, I would say maybe probably 3 or 4 of us have published something, have published books. Others of us have had essays in certain publications, but for the most of us, we are just getting our feet wet. And we have a couple people who have just gotten agents. So we just have writers at all different stages.
Nice. So you can kind of guide each other, and yeah.
Hmm.
And I love that, because yeah, a lot of writers groups, you have to be published, and a lot of new writers, they have questions. They haven't been published. They want to be published, but they have fears. They have uh, just queries. They need to speak to somebody that has been in their shoes, and it's great that a group can come together like that. So, do you do critiques too in your group?
That is actually the main focus of our group. When Liz and I sat down back in 2022, I was complaining that I couldn't find a writers group that, really, I just didn't feel at home anywhere. And there were, several that I tried out, and of course, COVID killed a lot of those, and I'm not sure they've really ever gotten back up and going. But I want people to tell me what they think of what I write. And so the main focus of this group was to provide a place for critique and readers to be critiqued in a safe place. So our meetings are about 2 hours. They're about from 6 to 8 p.m. And we always start off with some introductions. And then we have 3 readers, and each reader has about 20 minutes to spend as they see fit. So if they want to read for 15 minutes and receive feedback for 5, they can do that. If they want to read for 10 minutes and use 10 minutes for feedback, they can do that. And so we allow 3 readers to read at each meeting, and that ensures that each one of those readers will get time for feedback.
Nice. And I know we've heard from a lot of people where they are apprehensive because other groups they have been to, they felt were too hard on them, or they weren't the right fit. And that's why we always tell people, you've got to try around. You've got to fill people out, and find your tribe, right? So it sounds like you guys have got quite a plethora of different authors, different backgrounds, that and are more understanding with that. So anybody out there that wants to join a writers group, there you go.
Here we are. And
There you are.
I think that's the benefit of having so many different genres, is that, you're not all memoir, or you're not all science fiction, and you get feedback from people who don't necessarily read what you're writing. And so you get that perspective from somebody else that doesn't always read memoir, doesn't always read science fiction. And so I think that that's really helpful as well.
So what was it? Oh,
Uh,
wait a minute. There's Liz.
there she is.
Sorry about that. I had to create a whole new account and log in through a different way. So
I wish I knew what the issue with Podbean is tonight, but it's like
It's
a
bizarre.
first.
Yeah, it is a first. I mean, we've never had trouble. So yeah, this is wild. But
Yeah,
the
this is,
chat room is starting to go now. There is a couple in there.
yep.
Hello, we've got new listeners. Jay Hatter and Johan Jose Sanchez is in the room. Mathis. So welcome. But yes, and if you guys have any questions for other guests, just let us know. But
Well,
yes, Liz, I don't know if you were hearing or not, but we were talking about the anthology and the different genres and the
and,
crossroads idea. I didn't
and Chad
ask
Elliott
yet,
and Chad Elliott. Yeah, of course
and
we had to
Chad
get him.
Elliott, of course, and his bread. He's been holding out on you guys. I'm telling you, I'm about to get on
yeah,
him.
Apparently, he's a great bread baker, but he's not brought us any of his bread. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going to have
yeah,
a
yeah.
conversation.
Well, I could
yeah.
hear you all. I just couldn't talk. And for most people, that's kind of like the goal when they're around me. So
Well, I, it's a strange evening because I can't even see Holly on my control board. I can't even see
How
Holly.
weird is that? Well,
It's an
I'm
odd
here,
time,
sir.
but
You know
but
what? I don't see you, Steve.
yeah,
I don't
but see,
see you.
I know. See,
And
that's what I mean. But Liz understands because Liz, is now running a small press. So yeah, she knows all about all these fun, all the fun hurdles and travails of the writing world and
yeah.
everything involved.
so tell me, I do want to ask this before we get any further in. What was the inspiration for you guys to go with the theme Crossroads?
Well, every year we have done a different one. The first one was beginnings and endings, and we figured, it was the first one. What the heck? We'll start with beginnings and endings. It's either going to be great, and it'll be the beginning, or it'll be the end of the project. So, um, and then last year we did mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. It was about family relationships, and there's no shortage of things that people can write about family relationships, right?
Yeah.
And then this year we put it out to the membership and we said, what do you guys want to write about? And this was what we came up with. Shelley, what was it? We had Crossroads. We had a couple of different ones, and we all just sort of were like,
I think we had ghosts, maybe,
yeah,
and outdoor writing, nature.
yeah,
But Crossroads was the overwhelming winner.
yeah, yeah. So, and pick that usually January, February, so that the writers can work on it all year round. Would try to get them to have it in by August, and then we start processing it, putting it together, and then uh, publish it just in time for Christmas, so that you can buy it. Kentucky authors for your friends and relatives. And really, the reason we wanted to do it was because and you all know this as publishers. One of the things that we have as writers, in order to get published, you have to be published,
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
can't get published unless you are published. So it's kind of like this sort of catch-22, and we decided that we wanted to create something that people would be able to say, "I'm a published author," and I think that's really important for all of us to be able to have a
Mhm.
forum and a platform that we can get our work out there, because I mean, let's face it, we don't write this stuff so it can sit on a shelf somewhere.
Right.
um, we want to share it with the world, and this is a way that people can hone their skills, and they can get feedback, and they can make it better, and they can have it in a published book. So, and I know Shelley, this is the third one that she's been involved with, obviously, because it was our idea. But it's she can tell you how cool it is, to be able to have that book with your name in it that you can just say, "Oh my God."
There is nothing like opening up a book that's like paper and print and seeing
Mhm.
your name there. It's just
Yes.
it's a high. I'm not sure. Maybe when I'm a big famous author and I'm a millionaire, it might get old, but I can't imagine it would ever get old. It's just a thrill.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think it will. I don't think it does. It because you every project is near and dear to your heart, right? It's part
Yeah.
of your soul that you're bleeding out, sharing with everybody. So every project you've put your all in there, and seeing that, reciprocated by, but you have your name on that book. Yeah, it's a flashy,
Yeah.
shiny, award to all that work and
Well,
blood, sweat, and tears.
I can say, like, first of all, I have to say that I'm not anywhere remotely close to millionaire status, but I do
No,
I
I
do
wish
have
we were.
but I do have my 34th and 35th books about to come out, and I can tell you that I'm extremely excited about them still, just like I was when I had my first few books come out.
Yeah.
It's still exciting. So
Congratulations,
yeah,
34 and 35. That's great.
yeah. So I can, at least I can vouch on that front. I can't relate to the millionaire front, but the other front, yes, I can
Well,
relate.
one of the great things about blah 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 is being able to encourage other people to write, and Shelley's got all these great essays, and she's working on a book about her grandmother, and we're all really, we're all like, oh my god, we really want to read it because we've listened to some of the stories that she's written about her grandmother before, and so as co-founder of blah blah blah, I'm like, I really want you to finish this. I really want you to do these essays. I really want you to be able to have this book. And I think that that's one of the great things about this writing group is that it's not all. I mean, I've been involved in those writing groups where it's like 78-year-old women who are like, oh, well, you can't start a sentence with an and oh my god, honey, did you not know we were not supposed to end a sentence with a preposition? And I'm just like, really,
Uh-huh.
I don't need. But for all of us, we're all like, especially Shelley's great about, I love this part. And she's very great about telling people what is good, as well as this is where I got lost.
Mhm.
I'm the one that's like, oh, by the way, show don't tell, cut 10% of your words, get rid of all the that's and all the ly words, and can you please, for the love of God, not write in a passive voice? So, so it's and part of our rules are it's gentle criticism. It's not. Oh, we actually threw out a member. I'm sorry. We invited her to find another group.
I need to join your all's group, and I could be your bouncer.
Yeah.
Wow.
we politely invited her to find another group to talk to.
Yeah.
She,
I could politely ask them to leave.
well, she was like, "Oh my God, my editor would never let me do this, and I can't believe you would do that, and you just totally." And we're like, "See ya."
Yeah.
Bye, bye,
Right.
Yeah.
Felicia. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, we might talk that way amongst ourselves, but
Well, yeah.
it's just you don't treat somebody like that. Somebody who's been,
No,
so
no.
open and maybe they're scared to share. I think the
Mhm.
person that we're talking about, it was maybe her first time,
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
and then she just got hammered, and we're like, we can't. That's not what we're about. Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a way to
Yeah.
criticize
Well, that's what I was
constructively.
talking
Yeah.
about. We've heard horror stories from people because they've dealt with people like that, or they've read
Oh
stuff
yeah.
and be like,
Mm.
"Oh no, you can't do this. You can't do that. You," and it's like, listen, you were writing prose. We're not writing a thesis for our master's degree here. We're
Yeah.
writing prose.
Yeah.
There is a
Sometimes
whole
things.
different
Yeah.
uh,
Sometimes
uh,
it's a little different.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a whole different rules to writing prose
Yeah.
than there is academic, and a lot of them don't get that,
Yeah.
and they're
I
like,
don't.
"Oh no, you got to do this with your preposition, just like not ending with it and all this." No,
Yeah.
you can get by with more with prose,
Yeah.
especially with dialogue. That
Depending on the
really
voice.
trips people up.
Depending on the voice. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it okay
Sometimes.
for me to cuss?
Yes,
Oh,
cuss
there.
away. I do.
So there's an old joke that this Southern woman
Yeah.
is in a grocery store, and she says, "Oh, hi, honey." She's like talking to somebody, and she goes, "Where y'all from?" And this woman looks down her nose at her. She goes, "Well, my dear, we're from a place that we don't end sentences in prepositions." And so she looks up at her and she goes, "Okay." Where y'all from, bitch?
Love it.
That's how I feel about that. I mean, it's okay. Sorry.
That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, so the anthology is coming out on December 1st. We're really excited about the fact that it's going to be in Joseph Beth and being able to have the launch and the book signing and stuff in Joseph Beth. I grew up in Lexington. That has been like the bookstore for me.
Right.
Me
And
too. Yeah.
when I got my first book in there, I was just like, oh, I've made it.
She has books in there now, just saying. If you went there
Yeah.
today, you could buy books by Liz Carey.
And, I just finished my murder. What is it called? Murder, Mining, Moonshine, and Mayhem, or
Yes.
Madness.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love
Mayhem.
that. Yeah.
Kentucky's Dark History, and it's been a long day. I'm sorry. Um, so it's at the publisher, and it'll be, we'll do something there as well. So it's kind of cool to be able to have the anthology start, do the signing at Joseph Beth.
That
Oh,
is
for that one, you should talk to the bistro and
Uh-huh.
have them make a specialized moonshine cocktail,
Mm.
cocktail. Yeah.
and when do
Yeah.
a
Something fun like
signing
that.
there, and yes, and tell people, oh, and you can check out at the bistro, a
Right.
signature cocktail,
Mhm. I've
Yeah.
done that
about
before
the book.
myself, and
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
work at the bistro and something like that, it adds a little
yeah,
touch
that'd be cool.
for the
Well,
after signing reception.
Yeah,
you would
you don't
think.
have to talk too much to us about cocktails we're in.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you would think that Joseph Beth's Bistro would be all in for supporting Shelley and I, because we are in there practically after every meeting. Glass of wine and fried
Yes.
pickles. You know,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
their fried pickles are
Yeah. Can't go wrong with
wonderful.
fried
yeah,
pickles.
yeah. That's
Well,
where
you
all
can't
the
go wrong
That's
with
the
magic.
title of
anything.
our next book.
Yeah,
Glass of wine and fried pickles.
glass of wine and fried pickles, exactly. And that's where we decided. What's where we came up with the idea for blah 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 in the first place.
From fried
Nice.
from
Yeah.
fried pickles or
From fried pickles and wine. I think it was more about the wine than it was the fried pickles,
At
but
that point, yeah. But no, we had lunch there, and I just got to complaining about not being able to find a writers group, and Liz said, "Well, why don't we start one?" And I was like, "Well, hell yeah, why don't we?"
Might as
Yep.
well.
That's
that's
how
what
you do
wine
it.
will do to you.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, you
I'm
just do
having
some
some right now.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
things come, to
yeah,
those
the
who want.
inspiration they could
Yes,
call it. Liquid
yes.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Liquid inspiration.
Well,
I love that though.
But
and
that's great.
over the past 3 years, we've been able to. It's not just the writing anymore. We do a summer party where we all get together, sort of like right around 4th of July, and then we'll have a Christmas party this year. I mean, we have a Christmas party every year, holiday party. But this year Shelley came up with the idea of doing a writer's retreat. So we had one of them in the spring, and it was so popular that we did a second one. And basically, it was, what is it, like 6, 7 hours of just going in and having just a plain, nothing else to do but write.
Hmm.
We did the first one at the writers' room, the old writers' room. We did the second one at the new writers' room, and I apologize about this. I just thought it was the coolest idea. We come in, everybody sets intentions at the very beginning of the session. So you talk about what it is that you're going to do, because we found that when you do that, um, it helps you to stay focused. And then we have hour and a half sessions where people just go off into a corner or in a couch or wherever, and you write for an hour and a half. And then you have a break for like lunch or whatever. Um, and then you come back and another hour and a half. And then you have a break and you can get up and walk around and read to people or do whatever. And then you have another hour and a half. And just being able to go somewhere where you can focus on your craft without being in your house and worrying about dishes or the cat litter box or the lawn or whether or not you need to change the brakes on your car. And I'm telling you all the things that I need to do this weekend. But I'm, that being able to have that writing retreat and being able to focus is really valuable, I think, and being
Mhm.
around other writers.
Yep.
And
Well,
then
I
we
think there's something about boosting the creativity, or at least for me, it is anyway, to be in a place like the writer's room, and then being around so many other writers. To me, just being in that atmosphere and having that community, even if you're not really interacting that much or every other, or every hour and a half or so, it feels good.
hmm hmm
Mhm.
and then and we'll go announce it here on your all's podcast.
Yes, here it
Um,
comes.
Here it comes, da da da. If we do, who does the drum roll? Um, but we're gonna do since the NaNoWriMo has pretty much gone away. We talked about doing something for Novel Writing Month, and that didn't, just didn't pan out. And so what we're gonna do is a winter writers work session or writing work session, winter writing work sessions. And it'll
Winter
go from
winter writing work session. All right, that's a good one.
yeah.
Winter writing work sessions. All right,
So
I'll get it down.
it's every Sunday from January 11th to February 22nd. And basically what it is 3-hour block of time where we'll have somebody come in and give some instruction. And then, whether it's how to identify passive verbs or pacing or creating world building or setting a scene or, how to do action scenes, whatever it is that we can come up with. We'll have somebody come in and give sort of a presentation. And this is all virtual, by the way. I should have said that but right up
Oh,
front.
it is virtual because we got people asking, is it here on Podbean or where is this going to be?
We're going to do it all on Zoom. And I know
Okay.
everyone hates Zoom, but this is a great way for all of us to get
Mhm.
together to do this. Then we'll have about a half an hour of people sort of talking about what they want to accomplish that session. And then we'll have an hour and a half of sort of shadow accountability. So everybody will be on screen. You'll be able to see everybody, but nobody will be talking. Everybody will be muting and everybody will be working. And the reason to do that is so that you have somebody watching you, because that way you're going to spend that hour and a half actually working instead of doing a deep dive into a banana cream pie or cleaning up your house or getting distracted and saying, I think that I need to go down a rabbit hole about how many bolts are in a steampunk lantern, right? You actually have somebody that's watching you, so you're actually going to write. And then after that hour and a half is over, we'll have a half an hour people can come back and talk about what it is that they accomplished and what they want to accomplish over the week. And then the goal is that over those 7 weeks that you can really accomplish a good project.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm getting ready to start a book called Mary Sue Jenkins and the Reunion from Hell, that sort of stemmed from a piece that I wrote or read at one of the blah 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 meetings, and then
We
they
were all crying. We were laughing so hard.
so that's
Crying.
crying yeah, I was crying because I was laughing so hard because it was really fun. It was a lot funnier when I read it out loud than it was in my head. Um, And so I'm gonna be working on that, and the goal is to get as much as I can done, you know? But we thought, "Oh my god, it's winter, it's snowy, it's shitty out, nobody wants to go out anywhere. Everybody usually has time on Sunday afternoons, so why don't we have writing sessions on the 2 worst months of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
And
I
then
think
the
that's
other
great.
part of it is that it's going to be $60 for all of the sessions. You'll get a swag bag, you get the instruction, you get like a workbook. But if you make it to at least 4 of the sessions, you get half of it back.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so
Well,
like a
yeah,
wow,
I
so
wanted
like
to
a
do
little
that
incentive
because
thing.
I thought number one, it's buy-in. You know, you're gonna do it. If you have to pay for it, you're gonna show up.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
There's
you don't
commitment.
pay for it, you're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't have to go this week, and you're
Then
not
leave
gonna.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
but if you get half of it back, it makes sure you show up for all of them.
that's right. I like that.
So it's the carrot and the stick.
That's good. Yeah.
So,
That's a
Shelley,
great
do you have
idea.
anything about that you want to add to that?
No, I think it's a great idea. It just occurred to me while we're talking here that we may need to have a conversation about Super Bowl Sunday. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I think it's a really good idea. I think just having that, and this was all Liz's idea, by the way. This was her baby. Um, but I think just knowing that you're going to be on camera, and so I could say, you know what, I'm going to write from 4 to 5, and I may just take a nap or watch the Super Bowl or whatever it might be. But if you've if you've said that you're going to be on camera, then you'll actually sit there and do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have hopefully we're gonna work it out so that we can have a little breakout room so that
Mhm.
as you're writing, if you decide that, oh my God, I can't figure out how to make this sentence better, you can go over to the breakout room. There'll be someone sitting there. You can run it by them and work it out with them. It's got too many prepositions in it. How do I rewrite this so that it's faster? How do I write it so that it makes sense? But or if you just have something that you really like and you want to read it to somebody to make sure that
Mhm.
it sounds good, then there'll be somebody in there to listen to you yammer on about whatever it is that you're writing.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool because brainstorming and bouncing ideas off of other
Mhm.
creatives, yeah, usually results in wonderful ideas or
Mhm.
ideas that you would have never thought about on your own. So I like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that will be um, that'll be a great way to connect. We get a lot of people talking about how much they love the community that blah 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 has fostered. So I think it's a great way for everybody to connect as a community of writers. But it'll also, you're going to get shit done.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
and then uh, whoever, if you're involved in the workshop, then you can submit some of your pieces to the anthology at the end of the year. So
Mhm.
regardless, you get stuff published.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of the other
Yeah.
things that I think makes us different as a writers group is that it's not just about the writing, but it's about the literary community. You know, we are so lucky that we have so many writers and resources here. Um, and so, you know, we do take part in different, we put on the writing retreats, and we're going to have a couple of those next year too. And we're going to have maybe some kind of event for women writers on International Women's Day, and we're going to have a literary crawl next year. And we've gone as a group in the past to the Carnegie Center fundraisers. It's just so it's about writing, yes, but it's also about fostering those relationships between other writers in the group and out of the group. It just makes you feel like you're part of something bigger.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, everybody just needs to start showing up at Joseph Beth and then buying Shelley and I fried pickles and glasses of wine afterwards.
There you go.
Hey,
They do
there you
take
go.
tribute. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's what I said. I can be bribed with wine.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
100%.
100%.
Bribe me.
Yeah.
No, so So people wanting to get into the workshop series, I want to make sure that we go over that again. How what should they look out for and participate in so they can sign up and get involved in that?
The best way is going to be to go find us on the Facebook, on the Book of the Face. We have the blah 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 writers group as a group. We're pretty active on there. I put out a ton of stuff about people who are taking submissions for short stories or whatever, poetry, flash fiction, the whole nine yards. And then we'll put out announcements there. But we can also, if you want to get in touch with either one of us by emailing us, then we can put you on the mailing list and you'll get more information about that as we develop it. We're probably going to open up the registrations by the end of this month. I mean, I'd like to get it done before Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is just around the corner.
Moving quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we'll try to get it done before Thanksgiving, but to get all of the registrations and everything taken care of and make that announcement as soon as possible.
But you can
Great.
find both of us if you go to either the Instagram or the Facebook page for blah 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 writers group and just say you want to be added to the list or you're interested in the writers workshops. We both view that page all the time, so we will get you the information.
Fantastic. Hey, Holly, I know you can see the chat. What chat participants have been able to get in better than I? Are there any questions coming from there right now?
There was a question about freestyle. Do you all write freestyle?
What do you mean by
From Jay
freestyle?
Well, that was my question. Jay Hatter was asking that, do you all write freestyle? I am not sure what freestyle is. I thought maybe you all might.
Yeah.
I do not. Do you rhyme? He says. Do you rhyme? Are you rhymers?
Poetry. We have some people who do poetry. We try to stay away from poetry just because it's so subjective, and it can be more
Liz and I
performative.
don't understand poetry, so
I'm trying to say it a nice way.
sometimes we don't get it.
Yeah, we had someone who was talking about how they wanted to do angry girl poetry, and I was like, "Oh my god, please get me a gun."
Well, I tell you, bring in as in terms of poetry, either Lee Pennington or Katerina Stoikova, somebody like that.
Yeah.
They'll set everybody straight. Don't worry, they'll handle it
Yes.
if you ever need a good guest. One of those two for sure.
We
Yeah.
had Katerina come in and talk to
Yeah.
us last year about the best ways to get your work published, and we've had Linda Blackford came in, Erin Chandler was there for a while. We had another writer that I can't think of, Valerie Askren,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who talked about her publishing her book about hiking and stuff like that in Kentucky. And so, we try to bring in people to talk too, because it's
Yeah.
not all about just all of us sitting around. You guys should come in sometime.
Yes,
I
we do.
know.
We plan on it.
We've
We've had
got to
lives
get
of
in.
pure chaos the last couple of months, but
It's
we do
pure
plan to get in
chaos
there.
right now. As I said, I am on call at any time. My daughter is up at Cincinnati, uh, getting ready to deliver a very sick baby. They're trying to keep her close up there. So she's
Mhm.
got three little girls with her. So if things progress and they say, "Hey, she's getting ready," she's going to deliver. She's dilating. I've got to head to UC. So
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
I am like
been a
all over the
ride.
place right
Yeah.
now trying to get stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
And then we also we have three grandchildren here that live with us and their
Wow.
parents. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
we
A
have
lot of
just
stuff
it
going
is a
on.
wild around here, but I want to come so bad because
Mhm.
I would benefit greatly from the writers' rooms where I'm forced to sit there because
Mhm.
I am ADD and I am here, there, and everywhere. I think I got to do laundry. I need to go sweep the floor. I need to go do that. And I never get anything written. I write stuff here and there. I don't write every day because I stay busy with everything else in Imaginarium. And always figure, well, I could be doing something with one of my writers, or I can be, working on Imaginarium, or I need to be editing, or, it's always something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's I think one of the things I like about the group is that I have been, a professional writer for 30 years. It's all been journalism and magazine articles and things like that, except for, a couple of books. But, everybody's very supportive of the fact that I hate to read out loud. I hate to read my stuff out loud. It is
Mhm.
fine for me to put it in a newspaper and know that, there's a possibility that 25,000 people could read it. I think that's amazing. But if I have to look at somebody and they don't laugh at the right spot, oh, I can't stand it. It just, or they start to cry. I'm sorry. Um, or I look at Shelley and she makes me start giggling. But and then Bill Carmen, who is one of our writers, he has been so supportive about, he's like, you need to take your essays and you need to put them in your own anthology and you need to do this. And Janella's like, you're doing really great. I really love this. And Shelley, of course, is always like, you need to do this. So it's really great to be able to have that supportive thing. But they also sort of push you to come up with crap and be there as a writer, not just the witch who says, cut 10%.
So, am I correct in thinking there will be no audiobooks from you?
I would love to do audiobooks. I don't have to look somebody in the eye. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's like that can be done, without looking at anybody. So,
Right. The audience doesn't laugh and sitting there scowling. I'm like, oh, this is not good. I mean,
Well, I have been told I have a voice for audiobooks.
You do have a good
you
voice.
do, you do.
and I
Yeah.
have a face for radio. Mm,
You
but
guys
that,
were a match made in heaven.
We also have our writers groups we have a very good time.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. The
Why
period,
are you doing it?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Periodically,
Yeah.
we'll have a couple of tangents about, fishing or hunting or um, other
Daniel
things.
Boone.
Yeah, yeah, towers in Rhode Island. But, things happen. And you're just kind of looking at them like, okay, I've got to stop this and get it back on track. But
Reel it in.
yeah, and then after the last writers retreat, we all went and well, there's like four of us, I think. Shelley and I were two of them. We all went and had margaritas and Mexican food, and when people come over here or we meet somewhere, I think that next year we've talked about, you know, meeting up at like West Sixth and having an author come in and talk there. Ways that we can sort of get out and do more social activities because writing is a really
Mhm.
solitary endeavor. It
Mhm.
sucks if you're a
True.
social person.
Well,
Yeah.
that's one thing I love about our, with our convention environment, because it's like everybody comes in just for the weekend, they become extroverts, where normally
Yeah,
Yeah.
introverts, and yeah, it's fun to see, get that space where people, get to let loose a little bit and have a little fun and relax and be among peers. Yeah.
yeah. And Kev, my son, had a great time at Imaginarium this year.
Yeah.
He came
Oh, yeah, I
back.
wanna give him a shout out. Yeah, definitely. I am looking forward to what he's working on right now, and I need to check in on with him and see how he's coming along with all that, but yeah, I'm looking yeah. Hello, Kevin, if you're listening.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I sent him an article today that was in the Atlantic this weekend, or like the other day, about tech bros and their misunderstanding of Lord of the Rings, and we were sitting there talking about it, and he just started going into, he's like talking about the writer, and I'm like, I'm just gonna say this with all the love in my heart, honey, but if you ain't willing to put your pen to the paper, don't be talking about how somebody else needs to change their words.
Right.
So he's gonna hopefully start working on Enron again.
Well, I'm gonna nudge him. I'm gonna send him a few messages. I'm gonna give him some nudges.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd
he's
be
great.
great. That'd be great. And he
Yeah.
just had a blast. He thought it was great. He was like, "Mom, I couldn't believe it. You would not believe. I was so surprised that there were more people in the romance area than in the weapons section." And I was like, "Oh, go figure, honey."
Would never thought that.
Oh Lord.
How
Well,
did you
now the big
happen?
thing is romantasy, which
Mhm.
Oh my
yeah,
God. Yeah, that's red hot. Yeah.
huge right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chad was telling us the other day that he's writing a romantasy and he thinks that he needs to change it because too many people died.
He cracks me up. I swear to God, every day he puts a smile on my face. Some of the texts I get, it's
Yeah,
hysterical.
that's
But
exactly.
he is devoted. I will say he is devoted. And I think he will benefit a lot. I know he will
Oh,
from
he
this
will.
group.
Yeah. And others will
Yeah.
benefit from him being there too. I mean,
Yes.
but
One
He's a
hundred
really
percent.
good writer.
yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, he absolutely is. But yeah, I was so excited to hear that he was involved with the group and everything. That's great news.
yeah.
But I do want to since you did mention Kev and everything, I do want to get a quick update. How are things going on the press front with Heritage Link Press? You
Let's
guys
see.
busy?
Yeah, I just wow, I've gone. Let's see. We did a book of poetry for a gentleman. I'm working on a woman has gone back and traced all of her roots to 1600 Scotland and has written a book about
Nice.
Nice.
doing
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Um, we're doing a project come out next year that is this woman is a dog trainer and she travels across the country. She is living my life in an RV, traveling around the country, riding. Of course, she's also training dogs, so that's not exactly my life, but she is going to be writing a combination tips on training dogs, recipes for the road, and travelogue for all of the campgrounds that are dog friendly. Um,
Yeah.
and then I have another woman who's writing a book about the experiences of a black Buffalo soldier right after the Civil War. And that will come out next year.
Very neat.
Well,
Um,
well, let us know when they are ready because
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like some great topics to explore on the show here. I
yeah.
mean, it
And
sounds
Yeah.
like some fun stuff.
then if I'm
Yeah.
lucky, then there's going to be a book about the evil grandmother and why she was the villain of the family.
Okay.
Oh my God, they've announced it. You have to do it
I
now.
gotta get busy. I gotta get
Yeah.
writing on that.
Yes.
You've been called out.
I
Yeah.
Yep.
know.
And then before May, I was talking to a woman. I've got to touch base with her when she gets back. She went and joined the Peace Corps for 6 months, but she
Nice.
has like her family story that is kind of like a combination between The Sopranos, Yellowstone, and Justified. It's crazy. It's like mafia and horse racing and gambling and law enforcement. We sat in right outside of the Goose and Gander in Midway one day, and she was like, "I just need an hour to tell you, and then we'll talk about it and see if it's a good project." And so we sat and talked. I was there for 2.5 hours and 3 glasses of wine.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So hopefully when she gets back, we'll start working on that because yeah, she went to the Peace Corps in Peru, I think it was.
Wow.
Mhm.
Why do people have such interesting lives? And I'm stuck here in Lexington.
Well, you were pretty busy though. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
like we've just gone over. Yeah, you've done a lot and
Yeah.
have a lot going on. So,
So
but yeah, I imagine yeah, at some point, yeah, definitely be fun to get out and travel a bit in some of those spots.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's been good. And then hopefully, it keeps on going. I think that I can I think I can fit another couple of clients in there for next year. I'm trying
Good
not
deal.
to. I'm trying not to
Spread thin.
lose all of my hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's turning gray already, but I would like to keep it.
It's wise, not to spread thin. That's a mistake a lot of small presses make, is they
Yeah.
take on too many projects, and they can't. Yeah, and that's something that we've even had to adjust to over the years. And now
Yeah.
it's getting to a point where we know what we can manage and what kind of schedule we can do. So, but
Yeah.
it's tough, and you got to know where that balance is, so you don't, as you say, have your hair
And it's
coming.
hard sometimes to say no to new
Yeah.
Yeah.
people. It's hard,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh.
we try to steer them in the right
Somewhere,
direction
if
because
we
we
know,
know so
place
many
we can send them.
presses.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, we try to steer them where we think
Mhm.
Mhm.
that they'll be a good fit and that there are
Mhm.
openings.
Right.
But yeah, you
It's
just
tough.
can't spread yourself too
You can't.
thin and
Yeah, you can't.
you know, because you
Yeah.
want to write yourself.
Yeah. And I just hired my first editor, and she's on the
Nice.
call with us. So
Nice.
Well,
Congratulations.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you
yeah.
so much. It's my first editing job ever.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Me,
So
well, we feel your pain because me and Steve both edit, and
mm,
Yeah, we know.
yeah,
We know how it goes.
we know all about it.
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's one of the ways that Shelley and I met is that back in, what was it, 21, 22? I think it was 22. I had my left hip, my right knee, and my right shoulder all replaced within 6 months.
Good God,
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was not quite sure what would happen with the painkillers.
right?
So, but I still had to work because,
Mhm.
I'm freelance and it's just me. I don't have, anybody else. It's just me. So, I called Shelley and I'm like, listen, I'll pay you $20 a piece if you'll just read over it and make sure that I don't sound like I'm on drugs.
Yeah. Or that's become a stream of consciousness piece. So,
Yes,
Exactly. So we
I've
wrote that.
crossed the void into the void
yeah.
Yeah. And that was
through
great.
the looking glass.
Yeah, yeah. So we started working together, and then we went out to lunch together, and then that's how, the next thing you know, we're like, "Oh, we should start a writing group. We should have another glass of wine." No.
And here we are, 3 anthologies later and sponsoring writers retreats and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Guys are on the move, and I'm glad to hear the news about Heritage Link Press as well. That's great,
yeah,
and glad to see that things are yeah, because you're just a few months into that, because you just opened in July or launched
yeah,
in July, so that's
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, we're
Let's.
rooting for you on that.
You're
Yeah,
brave, brave.
yeah. Thanks.
Yes.
It's tough. We know how it is.
It is tough. But if you need any pointers or just want somebody to vent to, we're
Yeah,
here.
venting. Yeah. If you ever want to vent
We'll
about the small
gladly
press
meet
world,
you for a glass of
we
wine at Joe
yes,
Bath, and you can
I,
vent,
yeah.
and we'll vent and bitch to each other.
Yes, I'll get a good pour of Knob Creek or something, and
There you go.
I'll
And we'll
share
just
war,
sit
war
there and
stories,
bitch to
and
each other.
yeah, because at this point, I've seen quite a bit of the small press adventures. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
boy,
yeah,
have we?
Well,
yeah,
anytime you guys want to come and talk to the blah 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 writers group about what you
yes,
do and that sort of stuff, feel free to reach out
Oh,
and
that'd
let.
be fun.
That would be a blast.
yeah, we
And then,
do, and we just want to, like I said, we got this chaotic situation that's looming, and we just need to make sure that
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I'm
know
on
what's
call.
happening there. Yeah,
I
so
remember when I had my youngest. I was at home. I just gotten off of work. It was the last day before I went on maternity leave, and I came home, and my husband, now ex, um, was in Dayton, and I'm like, "Why did you go to Dayton?" Because
Oh dear.
we were living at Cincinnati at the time. And I'm like, "Why did you go to Dayton? What happens if I go into the hospital?" He's like, "Oh, you're not going to go into labor. That's just stupid." And so my oldest son had this huge diaper blowout, and I'm like sitting there changing his diaper, and then all of a sudden I'm realizing, oh shit, I'm
Yeah.
having contractions. And then I
Uh-huh.
called my husband in Dayton, and I'm like, I'm having contractions. He goes, you did this on purpose, didn't you? I'm like, no, I did not do this on purpose. So pack up the kid. I get her, cleaned up, and I pack up the kid, pack up my bag to go to the hospital, walk into the hospital. I'm carrying the kid, and they all look at me in the emergency room, and they're like, "What's wrong with him?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's fine, but I'm having a baby."
I'm
Oh,
having another one. Yeah,
And
I'm copying and pasting.
I'm gonna be impatient. Put me in the wheelchair, take me up into the delivery room, or that whatever, the room that you sit in before
Birthing room. Yeah.
birthing room, with the Death Star coming up and down the ceiling. And I'm laying there kind of trying to relax and chewing on ice and stuff and talking to my son, little Mason. And the nurse comes in and she goes, um, someone is going to be coming to watch him, right?
No, this is my coach.
He's going to help me breathe. I would teach
Yes,
him.
he's gonna help me through this.
Yeah,
yeah,
Elmo says.
yeah.
And my husband made it from the north side of Dayton to downtown Cincinnati in an hour and 15 minutes.
That's quick.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Well,
going.
my daughter is at the Ronald McDonald House because she's so high risk and she's got bad heart valves too, and the baby is not going to be well, but he's
Mhm.
doing good. He's still in there, but it'd
Yeah,
be best we could keep him in there another 3 weeks. But yeah, she's got the girls up there with her, and they could only be out of school for 2 weeks. They're doing over the internet. They're letting them do it
yeah,
e-learning for
yeah,
2 weeks because of the situation. But she normally lives in Indiana, which is like 3 hours from me, and it's quite a piece for her to get to Cincinnati. So she is literally staying like right beside the hospital. So if I
yeah,
don't get there, the nurses, she just got to let the three girls run around. The one's old enough to kind of keep the other two under control. Plus, her old man works, not too far away. So, yeah, I just have to go get the girls.
yeah, yeah. You got a couple of things on your plate.
A
Yeah.
little bit, a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit, and then I'll have to stay in Indiana because they go to school up there.
Oh my
So
God.
I will have to stay up there
Yeah.
at my mom's house with them, and she's thrilled. Let me tell you, she's 90 and mean as hell, and she's just thrilled to death. I said she'll be fine. You'll get over it. It'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, there are adventures. Probably a book idea
She
somewhere
acts
in here.
like
Yeah.
she's about 50, and yeah, she's 90. She gets around better than I do.
What? No, what she acts like. If you're familiar with the YouTube celebrity Angry
Angry
Grandma,
grandma.
she not only looks like her, she sounds like her, and I am
Exactly.
not kidding you.
Only thing she don't
Yeah.
use the F word, but she'll say
No, but she
GD and
yeah,
other things.
she'll cuss up a storm. She
She
just
acts
won't drop
just
F
like
bombs.
that
Yeah,
woman. Acts
yeah,
just like Angry Grandma, who I did
yeah,
meet here
yeah.
about
It's
3 weeks
Scarefest.
ago at Scarefest here in
Holly did
Lexington.
meet her in person.
And I told her, I said, "You are the spitting image of my mother." I said, "You two would raise hell at the bingo hall."
Oh my God. My mom's 91, and the joke in our family is she wouldn't say shit if her mouth was full of it. She
All
just
mine
will.
does.
She will not cuss. She will not, and she would. My full name is Mary Elizabeth, and every time that I cuss in front of her, she's like, "Mary, you are a writer. Do you not have better words?"
Well,
Hey,
just
they have
wait till you meet
found.
Holly's mom. Wait till you get to meet Holly's mom. You get to
Yes,
experience the
Lord
other.
had
You
mercy.
get to experience the other end of that spectrum.
It's a much smaller version of myself.
Yeah,
Yes, but they have proven scientifically
yeah.
lately too.
Well, they do.
They've done studies that
They
people
have
that cuss more have higher intelligence.
tend to
So
be.
I said, I'm a damn genius.
I've
That
seen
I
those.
must be.
I've seen those studies. Those are funny.
That's right. Then they are
So
damn
see,
right.
that's right. We're geniuses.
Yeah. Oh man, that's too
All
good.
right.
But tonight has been just awesome, and I'm glad. I mean, my call to action to the listeners is: you need
Yes.
within range, get involved with the blah 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 writers group. Get ready to get the new anthology that's coming out here in just a couple short weeks here, and definitely if you can attend the launch party at Joseph Beth, and then also get in touch with Shelley and Liz or both, and
Yes.
get on board for the winter workshops, winter writing
Yes.
workshops.
And we
Okay.
would love to come talk like next
Yeah.
year, January.
Yeah.
Okay.
When things have calmed down, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
we'll we'll get together, we'll
Yeah.
touch bases.
Just figure
Love
out
to come talk.
which of those Sundays will work best with the
Yeah.
coming off all the stuff in December. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
work.
that sounds
So,
great.
but yeah, thank you very much. And if you want to give again, if you want to repeat a couple ways for folks to follow you guys, and if there's anything that we missed covering tonight,
Yes.
feel free to
And do you
share that.
have a website? I was going to ask you that. Do you have an actual website where people can go if they do not use social media?
You just like for me to have more work to do, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes,
Holly.
exactly.
No, we just have the work. We have Shelley does our newsletter, and she does a great job of it, which keeps everybody on top of everything. But mostly it's just social media and meeting
Mhm.
up and talking in person. I guess we can put we'll meet, Shelley and I will meet in January, and we'll talk about getting together a website of some sort.
So Instagram and Facebook for now, and then also signing up for the newsletter is the
Yeah,
best. Okay.
yeah,
See,
Good.
it's a good thing if you have I'm just saying that we get ideas. I've
yeah.
had wine. Um, if you have the website, see when they go to that, bam, you have a pop up that says, "Hey, would you like to join our newsletter?" Blah 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 blah,
Mhm.
and you get more signage. Up people signing up there, and then also people that are at a distance. Do you encourage people that can't be there in person to go ahead and sign up? And have you thought about doing more Zooms, like when you're doing the meetings, maybe doing a Zoom alongside, or is that
Yes.
that not going to happen?
We've talked about that
Uh huh.
but it's just
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's difficult. And
Mhm.
I'm just going to put on my notes here. Holly likes to give Liz and Shelley work. Um
I'm looking at my to-do list right now, and starting a website wasn't on there.
Well, it is now.
But it is
Oh
It
now.
God.
is now. I think that we have talked in the past about starting a blog.
Yeah,
And
so you could
people,
throw that on there.
yeah,
Do a blog.
we don't have anything else to do. I mean, I really have a lot of time
I
on
know.
my hands, so
Oh, I know. Me too.
but it's a thought. We'll talk about it in January. I was going to say we'll talk
Yeah.
about it in July. No,
Yeah.
we'll talk in
That
Jan-
might be more realistic, actually.
you
And
you
well,
know, Shelley and I sit down every year. I think we sit down twice a year, right? Like once in January and once around in July. I mean, technically we sit down once a month, but
I was going to say, we sit down once a month with wine and have all these ideas.
yeah, yeah. But we do talk in January about what things we want to accomplish and how we want to go about doing some of the stuff that we're doing, and we've already started developing our calendar for next year. And if people have you know suggestions or whatever, and if you guys want us to talk at Imaginarium about the value of writers groups, we are
Yes,
happy
yes,
to do that.
absolutely.
100%.
Mhm.
Yep, I will get
Yeah,
with you on that.
Holly's just
Get
getting
that
underway in the
hashed out.
programming, so yeah, this is the prime
Yeah,
time to get that
Yeah.
work done. So yeah, that's
yeah.
definite, and count on it. That'll be
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
July 20th is my birthday, so I'm not going to be able to do it that time. No, I'm just kidding. It is my
Yeah.
birthday,
Oh,
but
it's
Wait,
well,
wait, wait,
cool
wait.
because
July 23rd is my
Awesome.
birthday.
that's
oh,
right.
Right.
that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
We'll have
Stevens is the 2nd of
the
July.
July. Yeah, I'm a
We
little
are a bunch
earlier,
of
but
summer
yeah,
babies.
July.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
7th month. Yes, that's
yeah.
right.
Um, but yeah, we'd be happy to do that, and we'll sit down in January and talk about maybe doing a website. But for right now, it's social media
Yeah,
and emails, or
absolutely.
phone calls, Morse code.
Yeah.
with smoke signals. I mean, I don't know what they
All the
look like, but if you put enough of them up there, I'm sure I'll be like, I wonder if somebody's trying to get in touch with me. Did anybody see the Northern Lights last night?
We're supposed to be able to see him tonight. I didn't get to see him last night, but I'm going to go peeky here in a little bit because we're supposed to be able to see him tonight too.
My sister went out. She lives in Versailles, and she went out on the ridge of their farm and got just some
Gorgeous.
unbelievable pictures. I was just like, holy.
Wow.
Still want to go to Iceland to see them because they're going to be cooler in
Yep.
Iceland than they are in Versailles. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I have to ask. Last time we talked about, I asked what books you all are reading. What are you reading?
Oh, what am I reading?
In
I'm
your spare time?
finishing Sunrise on the Reaping. That's one of them.
Uh-huh.
That's the Hunger Games series. That's the last one in the Hunger Games series. And I also have one going here. Let me go down here in my list. I've got all kinds of stuff going here. I've actually got A Distant Rumor I'm reading. It's 10 short stories about the day death comes calling by James Sabata.
Okay.
And then I've got one I just started because me and my mother watched the movie and now we had to read the book. But the movie is a gender swap, so I will warn you. But it is a true story. It's fascinating. I highly suggest it. It's called Adrift by Stephen Callahan. 76 Days Lost at Sea.
Oh
This
wow.
poor man went through unbelievable obstacles and survived 76 days on a raft, no food, no fresh water, nothing, and survived. It is just unreal. Um, his will to live. Yeah. So I
Wow.
do suggest it. But that's what I'm reading.
Me, I have in fiction. I've picked up just for getting back to some of my roots and fun was Clive Barker's Books of Blood. Their short stories are just phenomenal, and he's one of definitely I think the most one of the most atmospheric and visceral styles of writers there is, and so that's been kind of for what I would call my fun. And then of course me history, so I'm been reading Rome versus Persia, which is a book that covers the long conflict between the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire, and it covers about a 700-year period. So it's
Wow.
it's one of those. So yeah,
Wow.
that's what I read for fun. Yeah, it's either history and or something on technocracy and technology, and because that's I do a lot of reading in that and futurism, things like that, because I like to. Yeah, that's part of actually one of the books that I just talked about at the beginning of the show, and then then ancient history I love. So yeah, that's me right now.
That's awesome. Shelley, what are you reading?
I just finished Dan Brown's new one, The Secret of Secrets.
Okay.
Anytime if I need to just have a page turner book to just get my mind off whatever, The Da Vinci Code is my favorite book for that, and so I like Dan Brown stuff pretty good.
Yeah.
And I usually read more nonfiction actually, but I'm not reading any of that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Um I started on I love Carl Hyson, and he's got a new one out called Fever Beach, which is hilarious, and it makes me giggle. And
Uh,
everybody needs that last thing at night, right? It is about a politician in Florida, because he and Dan Barry were columnists at the Miami Herald Tribune, and he just cracks me up. And then Eric Larson, who's my favorite nonfiction writer, and whom I recommend anybody who wants to read nonfiction or write nonfiction needs to read Eric Larson because he's just unbelievable. And his latest is The Demon of Unrest, which is about the beginnings of the Civil War. And then because everybody needs bubblegum, Janet Ivanovich's The Recovery Agent. So that one will take about like a day, and I don't have anything to do this weekend, so I'm thinking I may curl up in my little reading nook in my dining room with my cat and read for at least 2 or 3 hours, and that should be enough time to finish half the book.
There you go.
It is absolute bubblegum, but yeah. So I'm always interested in what people are reading, and I always love that people are still reading.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Well, me and Steven, we have we'll be reading 6 or 7 things at once, and I
Sometimes
used
it
to
seems
be
like it. Yeah.
a one book person, but now no, I don't. I just keep starting another one, and then I still read. I'll read a next, I'll read a little bit out of this one, a little bit of that one, a little bit of that one, you know, and trade
Yeah,
off. I guess my ADD brain, that's where it kicks in.
yeah.
Steve
It's
just likes history, so anything to do with history, he'll read it.
yeah. I've been writing all of the 250 Lex pieces in the Lexington Herald Leader. So basically finding new and interesting pieces of history about Lexington for the past since the beginning of the year. And I am so tired by the end of the day, but still being able to read all of those little bits and pieces of history and finding all these really crazy ass things that happened in Lexington and the connections that are happening in Lexington is just, I mean, it's so much fun. But I absolutely do want to get something that is mind numbing and makes me giggle when I'm done at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Right. Something that's not serious, something that's fun and fantastical. I do have to ask you, if you ran across any stories about the giants underneath of Lexington?
I have not.
There you
Of
go.
the giants.
Smithsonian, the Smithsonian come and whisk them away years ago.
Well, that
There is
happened.
a
That happened a lot in the early 20th century. A lot of
yes,
yeah, a lot of
yes,
stuff.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just wrote a piece yesterday about John Wilkes Booth, and
nice.
he actually performed at the Opera House when it was the Oddfellows Hall. It's not the Opera House we have now; it's the one on Main and Broadway, I think it was. And he performed there for 2 days. Apparently, before he, shot the president, he was
Huh.
like they thought they called him the most handsome man in America. I guess he would have been on People magazine if it were today. He was, this really renowned actor and had this huge following, but he used that and being able to travel around the country as a way to be a spy for the Confederacy. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and so then he unfortunately shoots Lincoln and runs away, runs to the barn in Virginia, and is killed. But there are those that don't believe that he died, and they think that he escaped and that he ran off and was living um, as in
Yeah.
Enid, Oklahoma, of all places.
Huh.
And there
Hmm.
was a guy in Lexington. His name was Levan, 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 Colonel something Levan. Um, and he said that he had lived with Booth for 6 weeks in a boarding house in Lexington, Kentucky in 1868.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Uh,
6 years after, no, no. Would it be 6 years? No, it would not be 6 years. It would be years after, 3 years after
mhm.
Booth was supposedly killed. And he said
Wow.
he told Booth that he knew who he was, and Booth didn't flinch, and that they lived together. And he was working in the Booth was working in Lexington as an attorney named J.J. Marr, Marr. So
Huh.
conspiracy theories abound in Lexington, Kentucky. Who knew?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh yes.
And all conspiracy theories have a little dose of truth, or they wouldn't
That's so.
be conspiracy theories. So
Yeah.
there's always something to those.
What a crazy
Yeah.
story.
It's always fun. Yeah.
Right.
I know. I love that. Never heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I'm
Wow.
I'm getting ready to write one. I was writing it when we were before we got on the line about the Wildcat. University of Kentucky Wildcats weren't the Wildcats until 1909, and then in the 1920s they had an actual Wildcat that was their mascot, and he lived at the Delta House,
Nice.
and he kept running away. And then one day they went into the backyard, and I'm sure this is not what actually happened, but they went into the backyard to go get the cat, and it had hung itself with its chain.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's
Yeah, and they said it was.
terrible.
I know
Yeah.
they said they thought it was because of a loss to Florida, but
Oh my God.
Like, oh
yeah,
no. This is before they burnt couches.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm.
But they said that they went inside to get him out of his cage, and that he had unfortunately hung himself, gotten tangled up in the chain that he was held down with, and had
Oh,
Oh.
expired. Poor little thing. Well, now I know
poor
what I
little
need
guy.
to do the story. What the heck? Why would I do that? No. Dang it!
Ah,
I don't talk in front of people. God.
well, these are fascinating stories. I
They
tell
are.
you that there is so many of
Mhm.
those in the older cities that you find around because, well, they're older, right?
Yeah,
And they've been handed down for year after year after year. And it takes someone like you that's digging into it to bring it up, to speed. And it's fascinating. I find it fascinating
that's my
to hear
favorite.
all the cool stories.
It's my favorite thing in the world. I mean, I can't wait to start my second Rural Monsters, Myths, and Legends book, because the monster of Pope Lick Bridge. Um,
Yes.
looking forward to and there's another one in Maryland called the Wapunkus, I think it is. I've got to find the name of it, but apparently it's this huge thing, and that if you look at it, it wipes your memory clean. I'm like, how did
Ooh.
they notice that it was there? If it wipes your
Yeah.
memory, how do you
If it
remember you
writes,
saw it?
yeah.
Stop asking your journalist
Um,
questions and just write the story.
that's right. Stop
I have
telling
questions.
folks.
Yeah.
And then,
Have
have you ever
questions.
watched the Amazon Prime has the series on there? It's called Hellier, Hellier, and it's about the hobgoblins of Eastern Kentucky, and it's done,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, by the guys that used to do Planet Weird, um, and I can't think of their names right off the top of my head because I'm thinking about the bottle of wine that's in my refrigerator. But they went and they did this documentary on trying to find um, the goblins of in the caves there in Eastern Kentucky.
Yes, the
Yeah.
cave goblins, the Kentucky
Yeah.
goblins. Yes, we watched some videos on those, and that is fascinating. These people were actually terrified
Hmm.
um, of experiences they had around there, and people that were not typical people that's going to believe in cryptids. Okay, you've got very sensible, down to earth people that don't believe in such things, and they were scared. They were
Yeah,
actually scared. So yeah, there's something to it, and it's fascinating story.
yeah,
I love it. I love that you're going to write more on it because I would love to check that out.
yeah. I can't
So
wait.
so when is this going to be done?
Oh dear God, I knew you were going to ask that question.
Holly.
After the website for the writers group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, she's
First
going to
thing
post
first.
it
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
See, you come on a show, we have these great ideas.
Hmm.
That's
Now you're
right.
set.
That's right.
Yeah, your
All right.
2026 is mapped out.
That's exactly. Screw Mary Sue Jenkins and the reunion from hell. We're just going to do a website and oh man,
Finish that book.
finish up. I don't have anything else to do. I'm just going to sit around
I'm
and
going to
wait.
be banned from the writers group. I'm not even
No,
going to be allowed in.
we're just gonna have you're gonna have to buy us a glass of wine every time you come up with another
Yeah.
job for us.
Tribute. Yeah.
There you go. uh,
Oh my
can
goodness!
do.
All right,
Can do.
well, I've got a bottle of wine that's calling my name.
Have
All
at
right.
it.
I
And
think
yeah,
I
is there anything we haven't talked about y'all wanted to touch on before you get off of here?
I think that is good. I think we've
All
got it
right.
covered.
She don't want
Yeah.
no more ideas.
No, I
Epic,
think we're good.
epic show. Like I said,
Next
for
thing you know,
such a troubled start with the tech side and the
Yeah,
system issue, this was an awesome show. I had a
yeah.
turned out to be
blast.
great.
Thing you know,
Thank you, girls.
next thing you know, Holly's going to be telling me that I need to like go and knit sweaters for my cats or something. You know.
Hey, they need comfy clothes too. Booties. They love booties.
Oh yeah, I think love is not exactly the word you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think R3 would love that.
No, they'd love to chew them off.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, and we
Yeah,
will
thank
be
you.
chatting soon. And we
Yes.
will come see you. And good luck on your adventures and
Yeah,
your winter retreats and all those good things, and getting the books all done. And yes,
no
and
problem. Thank you all
and
for
thinking,
having us. And
Thank
the
you
yeah,
for having us so much. It's always so much fun to come and talk to you guys.
yeah,
Well, thank
yeah.
you.
All
all
right,
righty.
we'll
Well,
talk
you all take her
to
easy. You go have some wine, and we will talk to you soon. Good
All
night,
right.
girls.
Night.
Good
Bye. Good
night.
night.
Bye
Night.
bye. All right. Thank you, Fax Porcupine. He said, "Have a great holiday." You have a great holiday. We'll be back next week though, so you could come and join us. But yes, join us next Wednesday, same place, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Another great guest, another great chat. For the rest of the week, be creative. Good night, all.